All right, so let's begin at the beginning and start talking about assignment number one, which is going to begin with locating and analyzing some job ads. But before you do that, there are a couple things I want to go over. So, sorry about that. Assignment number one, overview. So, you're going to be creating 8 documents for this packet. So, that's going to include a curriculum vitae, which I'm going to explain in a bit, a resume analysis, which I'm going to explain in this lecture, 2 job call analyses, which I'm going to explain, 2 cover letters, which I will explain in coming lectures, a resume, which I will explain in coming lectures, and then a 300-word resume cover letter analysis. So on that final one, which I think is the only one that's not really self-evident, is after you've created 2 cover letters and your resume, you're going to briefly describe in 100 words per each of them, so 100 words for each cover letter and 100 words for the resume, how each of your 3 documents was customized to respond to the specific job calls you'll be finding. Like I said, the other ones are a little bit self-explanatory. I'm going to show you what a CV is and talk to you about what I want for the resume analysis and talk to you what I want about the job calls and job call analysis. You know what the cover letters are, and those will be responses to the actual job ad you're going to find. And then I'm sure most of you already have resumes, so you know what that is, but you're going to be crafting those or recrafting those for these a specific job call that you're about to find. But in a nutshell, this is what we'll be doing for this. It sounds like a lot, but it really isn't that time consuming. And all of these you're going to be able to use later on. Even if you don't use the cover letters and the exact resume, you'll have one drafted and you'll have had feedback on it. So it will help you out. So anyway, that's an overview of the assignment. Like I said, in coming lectures and in this lecture, I'll go into more depth on what I want for each of those. So let's begin at the beginning. So the first thing that you're going to do for this assignment packet is create a curriculum vitae. So a curriculum vitae or a CV is just an extra long resume. It's usually 2 single space pages in which you create a list and descriptive paragraph for all the previous experiences, administrative roles, jobs, volunteer work, classes, skills, organizations, anything you can think of that kind of demonstrates skills that you have, that you've done or been a part of in the past, that you might use on a resume in the future. So think of the CV as a resource from which to build shorter and more customized resumes. In some fields, you can actually submit a CV instead of a resume. Now, your CV does not have to be formatted for this assignment. It can just be a bulleted list with headings if you'd like. So don't get caught up in this part as much on the design or how it looks. My goal of including the CV is that I just want you to see if you left anything important off your resume that you might want to add. So again, this is kind of like notes for you. I just want you to create a document that lists everything that you've ever done, that you've been a part of, any kind of skill that you possess at all whatsoever. Now, I have a more professional CV right here. That's just the first page. This is actually a 2-page document, and it's obviously super tiny, so you can't see it really well. I just wanted some kind of example to kind of show you on this slide. But in a nutshell, this is just a list of everything that makes you super cool. Well, not everything that makes you super cool. Everything that makes you super cool to a possible employer. Don't worry about the formatting. Just list off everything. And this is going to be a resource as you start to build actual resume for this class and in the future. So that's the first part of the assignment. The second part is you are going to find a resume from a professional in your field or your future career. You can find these online, on LinkedIn, through the Career Center, or just by asking professionals, friends, family, anyone you know. Just find someone who does something in your field or a field that you might want to pursue, and you're going to do an analysis on that resume. So in 200 words, you'll describe the types of information and experiences you see on the resume and the types that you do not see. I want you to use and cite the readings and the lecture to analyze the pros, the cons, the organization, and the general rhetoric of the resume. Is it missing things the reading says that it needs to include? Does it include extra things that you like? Please include the example that you're analyzing in the final packet. So I want to be able to see that resume as well. So that's going to be one part of this assignment as well. So you find a resume and just do a 200-word kind of analysis on what it does, what it includes, why you think it includes it, what's working well, how is it kind of addressing some of the tips that have been offered through my lectures and in the readings that we've done, and what might it be missing out. 200 words is a very short paragraph, so this shouldn't take long at all. But I do want you to engage it and be thoughtful and really think about the rhetorical decisions that this resume makes. All right, so step 3 is you're going to actually find your job calls. So this is a really important part of it. The first 2 are kind of warm-up exercises to get you thinking about the skills that you have that you can put on resumes and to look at how other people have approached their resume. Now you're actually going to find 2 job calls for a job or internship that you might want to apply for in the future. And you're going to write 200 words each analyzing them. So this will be 400 words total, which is like a super long paragraph or 2 short paragraphs. So once you find your 2 job calls, and these need to be something you're interested in, maybe and hopefully it will be an internship that you actually would like to apply for. So what I want you to do is to respond to the following question in at least 200 words. So what is the company looking for? What specific skill sets do they expect? What is the company's corporate culture like? Is it formal? Is it informal? Is it scientific? Is it creative? Is it laid back? What are the buzzwords that you see? So find at least 2 technical or jargon terms and define what they mean. So what are these buzzwords that are kind of field specific that you see, and what do those mean? And how might your resume and cover letters respond specifically to this job call? What kind of language will you mimic? What will your tone be? Thinking about kind of the culture. And please include comparisons and contrasts between the 2 ads. So is one more formal than the other? Would you kind of emphasize one aspect of your CV more than the other as you craft things? So kind of do a compare and contrast within that. So that's step number 3 of this entire packet. Now, as you engage in step number 3, since this is going to be such an important part, you need to think about how you can restrict your job search. So what specialty within your chosen career appeals to you most? So nurses, for instance, might work at a large teaching hospital, for a hospice agency, or in a physician's office. So you think about not just kind of like your field in this giant general way, but these specific small places or this niche that you fit into most, the thing that interests you most, or that you've studied most, or that your skill set matches up with most. You want to think about what type of working conditions most appeal to you. Do you want to work in small groups? Would you rather travel or stay in one place? Are you looking to telecommunicate? Are you willing to live overseas? Do you need to be near family? Think about the working conditions. Also, are you someone who thrives in high-stress, fast-paced environments? Are you someone who likes things to be a little bit more lax? You need to take these into consideration as you look for either your job search or your internship. And then think about what specific companies or organizations have the best track record for promoting individuals in your field. Which ones are doing the most innovative work, are the most known, which ones are going to look the best on your CV if you get this opportunity, right? So I want you to make a list right now of all these things. So what specialty appeals to you most and why, what type of working conditions, what companies or organizations off the top of your head are something that you have interest in because you know that they're lucrative or they're innovative. So make that list, and that will help you start kind of narrowing down your job search as you engage it. All right, so this is just a list of places that you can look. So Indeed, of course, Career Builder, Monster, After College, College Recruiter, College Grad, Monster College. So these are a list that I have. You might have more places to look as well, but this is a really good starting place to go from. So if you can think of other places, feel free to go. And you can also use people in your area's LinkedIn accounts to look for more search terms in your field as you kind of go through and you're looking for job ads. So social networking is also an option in this. In Twitter, there's actually a strong job search engine. So you just type in, right, XYZ, your career needed, like whatever it is you're looking for, your field needed. And you might be able to find some pretty cool opportunities there. There's also LinkedIn, obviously. This allows you to perform a job search by field, job title, company, or zip code, let you research a company's core values, their mission statement, which can all be used in your cover letters and also in your analyses. You can expand contacts, so current and former instructors, former bosses, managers, coworkers, other professional association members, community leaders, businesses you frequent, and alumni. So there is that as an opportunity. Now, so for analyzing your job ad, so you need to find your job ad, 2 job ads actually. Determine the possibility of you getting this job. Determine what problem this company is trying to solve by hiring. Catalog the hard skills that are required. Catalog the soft skills that are required. Look for other buzzwords, keywords, or search terms. Research the company. What are their recent projects? What is their ethos? What kind of environment do they have? What kind of people work there? Begin a list of how your prior experiences might be spun towards the required skills and buzzwords that you've just made a list of. And then locate the name and title of the person you are applying to. So you're going to do this for each job ad. This isn't part of the assignment. This is just something that you need to do in order to do the rest of this application packet. So you want to work through all of these things as you're analyzing your job ad. You're going to be doing this not just for this class, but every time you go out on the market. So this is really important. You're also going to refer back to your CV as you do this, right? When you're cataloging those hard skills, those skills that you can show, those software skills and those soft skills, communication, teamwork, things like this, right? Things that are harder to show, but you can demonstrate. You'll look back at your CV and see which of those align and how you spin those to kind of create a narrative of yourself as being the perfect person for that job. So this is what you're going to do. Now, let's get to finding our job ads. If you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to email me or stop by my office. Again, I'm in room 206 in Kate 2. So happy hunting, and I look forward to seeing all of your finished products.